Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless program. This will be for May 1st of our Lord. I am your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And we have the sub co-host, Jack Galvin. Give him a mic so he has it.
Hello. Hello.
And we only got 2 mics, but we have a guest. We're out on the road right now, and our guest this week is Trixx.
What up?
The fucking infamous. The famous.
I'm
No, you're famous. The more famous.
They fucking lost.
We just watched the Golden State game. They didn't lose. Your team won.
Houston lost.
You're a Houston fan?
I just don't want the Warriors to win.
Oh, I thought you were like that whole time was like, oh, Golden State's gonna win.
I bet on the Warriors to win the first quarter.
Oh, okay.
So I'm happy about that.
And Boston.
I had Boston in the first quarter,
Yes.
and they won the first quarter, dude.
Yeah. So Trixx is famous for betting.
For gambling.
No, all right. So we are currently in Edmonton, Alberta. This is the 3rd week of our run.
Don't ask why, dude.
Dude, right, Jack?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Our careers are on fire.
What? This is going to be difficult the whole time.
That's what I said. You should be grabbing that one.
The career's on fire, right? We're on fire. We're in Edmonton, Alberta, bro.
Well, there's a fire going. So we started in Prince George, and then the second week we were in New Westminster, and this week we're in Edmonton. This is Trixx's home turf.
Home base, bro.
Home base. I mean, he's from Toronto, correct?
Originally, yeah, man.
Did you start in Toronto?
I started in Toronto, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And,
How long have you been doing stand-up?
12 going on 13.
Okay. All right. And so for those that don't know, Trixx is a fucking crusher.
Man.
No, what's wrong, Jack?
I like how you don't.
Like all this stuff you're saying right now, nobody can hear because you gave the mic back.
I'll interview you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, let Trixx talk.
I'll interview you, dude. I'll interview you.
No, so a little history. So in stand-up, you hear of there's certain comics that you'll hear of that maybe you've never seen for whatever reason. Maybe they're in Canada, or maybe they're on the East Coast and you're on the West Coast. But you'll hear of comics like this. Like a good example is a guy that's known in the comics world but not outside of comedy, comedian Bob Marley. You know,
I've heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. So perfect example. And he's a crusher. Destroys.
Why is he called?
That's his name. He's Bob Marley.
Is his real name?
Yeah, white dude, Irish.
Does he try to emulate
No.
the Bob Marley?
No, he's
dreads?
No.
All just Boston dude. He's just a Boston dude.
New England. I mean, he's from Maine, but yeah, New England guy. Yeah.
But I've heard of him.
Destroys
Bob Marley. Okay.
And so that's a perfect example. Like people listening or watching this may immediately everybody thinks Bob Marley. I only know the reggae singer, right? But this guy is a beast, comedian. Trixx is the same thing. Like I had never met Trixx, which is crazy. You told me that we actually had met before I thought we had met. We had done a show together. But I had always heard of this comic Trixx. This guy's from Canada and he fucking destroys. And then we met, which I was kind of in a blur that show. But
we met at a Caribbean, like an all black Caribbean show. Right. It was at the Crown Plaza.
By LAX, yeah.
In a ballroom. Okay? And shout out to the promoter Marcus B, because he's a good dude. So he said, I always ask him, I'm like, who's on the lineup? And I think, was I headlining that night?
I think so.
And that was the first time I was headlining that show. So I always ask who's on the show, and he told me. And he told me there was a white guy on the show, and I was like, all right, cool. And I don't care. I don't look at color. That's not that's the beef I had. The beef I had was like, he told me I had to be clean.
Yeah, okay, before you get to where you're at. So Trixx informed me tonight, this was what, 5 years ago, roughly? 4?
No, 4.
4 years ago. This is 4 years ago that I did this show with Trixx. That it's like I met Trixx, but I don't think it registered this is Trixx. Like I think it was, good to meet you.
We kind of hung out. We didn't hang out after the show. We kind of just like when comedians are at a part of a good show.
Now Big Pine, that's when I was thinking,
hang out.
Yeah, and I was tonight we were talking. I was like, yeah, I met you at Big Pine, and he was like, no, we met at the show. Now understand, Trixx is about to tell you something from this show that I did not know about this show until he told me tonight.
I'm not making it up.
Which is
so basically. If you know anything about Caribbean, especially older Caribbean crowds, they don't like swearing or a lot of vulgar. They don't like any of that. So Marcus B is like, yo, you know, I don't like telling comics what to do, but can you just keep your set
This is what he told you.
clean? He told me this.
Yeah.
But he told all the black comics this. You understand? So when you tell me that, the headliner,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, you know, you told everybody that.
Of course.
So I watched the show. First dude go, because you weren't first.
No.
First dude goes up, does okay, but he's clean. But this guy goes up, and I'm hearing pussy this, fuck this, put my dick in this. Her pussy was made out of this. And I'm sitting there, me and the comedians are kind of doing the, you know, like the face. We're like, wait a minute.
Did this white motherfucker
So we're looking, you know, when you look in the back for the promoter like he's supposed to pay you, we're like, where is he at?
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, what's killing me is he's crushing. So I'm like, okay, either you lied about this audience or these motherfuckers are just hypocrites.
Or I just, or like, again, I didn't know, but if he would have told me to be clean, then I'm a prick that just was like, fuck you, I'm going to do it.
Disrespecting the
Yeah.
show.
Right.
Well, I
So
didn't
you
look
had
at it
all
like
these
that.
things. Right.
I didn't look at it like that. I was like, okay, because I'm a fan of dudes who go up there and they crush. And I'm watching all these old Caribbean, like the whole crowd wasn't old. There were some young people there too. But they're slapping tables. Because listen, white guys in all black shows are definitely the breath of fresh air, right? Especially if they're good. But he was killing, and people were slapping the table. And I'm sitting there going, man, you told me to be clean. And so, but there was no
Yeah, no, I know. I
malice.
totally
Like,
know.
I didn't
Yeah.
hate you or anything, but I was like,
and so I
this
just
is some
found out
bullshit.
tonight. I just found out tonight. Apparently, I was supposed to be clean during that. Now, did he? As that's going on, did you talk to him? And was he like, "Yeah, I still need you to be clean"?
No. Because one thing I don't do. I learned from veteran comics that are my friends to this day, is don't bitch and complain to the promoter unless it's like detrimental.
Yeah.
Unless it's some real bullshit. That's not something to complain about.
Yeah.
Because I know what I can do.
Yeah.
Clean or not clean.
Right.
It's just more freeing when you're not
Yeah,
clean, right?
absolutely.
But, so I wasn't worried. I was still gonna do me, but I was kind of like, man, how you gonna handcuff all of us?
Yeah.
And Marcus B's black, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, how you gonna handcuff all of us and let this guy go free run? I was like, this is some bullshit.
So fucking
So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But I remember you didn't stay for the whole show.
No.
Because you had to bounce.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get to kick it.
Right.
It wasn't until Big Pine.
The Big Pine Comedy Festival, which Jack helps run. What's your title, Jack?
I am the executive producer
He's the man.
of Big Pine Comedy
He's the
Festival.
man, boy.
I would say, like, you know, obviously, like, second in charge.
He's the man.
Jack smoked weed tonight for the first time in
Shout out to
like
Hillary.
3 weeks. Oh my God, are you just high as balls?
Do you have an edible or something? You were smoking? You guys had weed? You didn't tell me?
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, I found someone had a pen.
You know? Oh, Rick had the pen. He even offered it to me, motherfucker.
So when we're at Big Pine, I guess re-met Trixx, but that's when I really got to know Trixx and hang out. And we're in the green room.
Oh, man.
Trixx, myself, Mark Anthony,
There's a bunch of us, man. Spencer,
Corey
Corey and Chad.
Corey and
In
Chad,
out, 'cause they were doing
Spencer
the show.
James,
Tyler Smith.
Kane Holloway, and Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith.
And,
That's when I met Tyler for the first time.
Dude, we were in there for what, about an hour, 2 hours?
Yeah, because you guys were getting ready for the
dope show, midnight dope show.
But man, that green room that time,
Dude,
was easily one of the most fun times
tears.
I've just ever had on the road. And what made it fun was it was just organic.
Yes. I can't tell
You
you
know what I
what
mean?
we talked about. I don't
No
know. I just
egos.
Oh, dude.
No, I'm the headliner.
Oh.
None of that shit was. It was just. First of all, the festival
Matt Rife was there too. Matt
Rife was there too. Yeah. Oh, can I tell a story about Matt?
Absolutely.
Do you remember? And Matt Rife, list, don't get mad, but the story is funny, so I tell everybody it's hilarious.
I'll tell you Matt Rife story too.
So it's more of a Rick Bronson story than Matt Rife. So this is what happened. So we're all in the green room for Corey and Chad. You remember those two, the college green room?
Yes.
So we're all there, right? And it was the show where it was me, Matt Rife. I think Corey and Chad were on there too. It was a dope college show. And Rick comes in there. And Matt Rife, I don't know nothing about Matt Rife's personal life. You remember this shit?
Yeah.
So he's sitting there chilling. Matt Rife's just chilling, right? And Rick comes in there and just shooting the shit with him, but he's only talking to Matt, and he's like, man, well, I guess that's what happens when you're fucking this person, and I ain't gonna say the person he was fucking because it's a big actress, right? I'm not gonna say who it is. Just from
All over the news.
just for Matt Ripe's, no disrespect to Matt Ripe.
No disrespect,
But
Pete Davidson.
But we didn't know. We didn't. Yeah, shit. Put two and together, you know what it is. So none of us knew, and Rick did the whole. Hey man, well I guess it's great when you're fucking that girl. All right, I'll see you guys out there. And I'm like, you just came in here and blew up his spot and just bounced. I was on the ask Corey. I was crying because I looked at Matt and Matt was just like, got a whole room.
Oh yeah.
So we're like, yo, you're fucking that, and it just became about that for like an hour,
dude.
We didn't even care about his credit was that.
Oh, I met Matt at the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. I think he was the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition in Oakland.
And you and Matt were in it?
Yes.
That's funny.
I did it 2 years. 1 year I was a finalist. 1 year he was a finalist. And he was billing himself. I'm sure it was his management and everything. He's taken it off his Twitter since then. And I think I mentioned it to him there in Big Pine. And he was just like, "Oh fuck!" But it's the thing when we're all coming out, we all have shit we regret.
Shout out to Matt Rife.
Oh yeah, Matt's great. He was he was brought up as the Justin Bieber of comedy. He was fucking. Oh yeah, no, I know. He was like 16, 17 at the time, and it worked for him. And fucking that Bay Area was also. We just were talking about. You were saying, "Where's Kev on stage at?" Kev on stage. Shout out to Kev.
Shout out to Kev.
Great guy. Kev and Kev talks about this as being the worst bomb he's ever had. Was at the Bay Area.
Kevin on stage bombed?
Oh
no.
Oh, dude. So I mean, and I'm not saying anything Kevin hasn't said himself. So
okay.
So going back, so I came up with Kevin when I moved from Boston to Seattle, I knew Kevin from Seattle. He used to do Nate Jackson's Room, and Kevin is so fucking likable on stage.
He's funny as fuck.
Yeah, works clean and he crushes. He's great, right?
Right.
He used to do this bit in Nate's room where he would talk about basically his love of Popeye's chicken, and he would almost talk about it in a sexual manner, and he would start singing, and he would take his shirt off. And he would take water and pour it on him and be like, oh, like that. Destroyed at Nate's room, right? So we're at the Bay Area, and he's going through a set, and nothing is working. He's going, nothing's working.
This is on stage?
Oh yeah, he's doing his competition set at the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. Nothing's working, but in his head, and this is what he said about it. In his head, he's like, I got the shirt off singing part. I get him. He gets to that, rips his shirt off. Nothing. Still has the water. Takes it. Said it was cold. Fucking. He's standing on the table in the front row. Pours it on him. Oh. Nothing, and people are just fucking looking at him in water now, and he just kind of just like.
This is in Oakland?
Yes.
Damn.
And he's just like this. Imagine, shirt's off now. He tore his shirt off. He's covered in water, and he's like this to silence, and then he just kind of goes like this. And just kind of covers his tits and just walks off. He said he fucking just walked out and then just walked down the street. He said that's the worst bomb he's ever had in his life. What's your worst bomb?
Oh, ironically, Boston.
Really?
2 years in, though.
Okay.
2 years in. I was doing, it was at a nightclub.
Wait, was it Slade's?
I don't even remember the name.
Okay.
I remember I was with Cypher Sounds.
Okay.
Cypher Sounds from New York. He used to run a dope show called Don't Get Gassed in New York, in the meatpacking district.
Yeah.
Club that's not there no more. It used to be called Comics in New York. And popular show. And, rappers would come. It was dope. So he took it to Boston one time. And I had just killed the New York show.
Oh, yeah.
And me and Cypher was cool. We're still cool. And he was like, yo, I want you to come to the Boston show with me. So I said, I've never been to Boston. I'm 2 years in. I'm like, I want to see Boston. So it was me, Rupert Vanderpool, who's a murderer.
Okay.
In the urban, a murderer. He's headlining, and then some other dudes. And some dude did a joke that was very similar to it was an old Nintendo blowing. It's a happy joke, but I thought mine was better. So he did his, and I go up and still do mine. And the crowd was kind of like, "Didn't we hear this?" So I'm doing my show, and people, I didn't get the boo. But I think what's worse than a boo is when people just start talking.
Oh yeah.
So I'm on stage and people are like, and they kind of you're just hearing conversations, and as you're doing your set, you think you can get them, the conversation is just getting louder. And you look into the crowd and you're just seeing more people engaging within themselves. Now nobody's even looking at you, but you still got to go through your time.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like you're doing your joke, and now you know where the punchline hits. No one's laughing because they're not listening to you. And I'm just standing up going, "Oh my God!" And I do my closer, nothing, just conversation and the big laugh you wait for.
Yeah.
You set the joke up for the big laugh, and then just hearing, so like I don't know.
Yeah. So did you want to split this, or are you getting another drink?
Yeah. One guy's like, "I don't even know this guy's still on stage." I was like, "Oh God!"
Fuck.
So I get off. They weren't listening so much to the point when I said good night, 3 people clapped, bro. Like it was one, that Randy Watson?
Oh yeah.
Like sexual chocolate. Like
Yes.
So I walk off, and I felt like I failed Cypher because Cypher boosted me up like this is my
vouch
dude.
for you.
And then I remember Rupert going up there and destroying, and I was sitting there going, "Man, I don't know if I want to do this." This is 2 years in though. I've been back to Boston. The first time I've been back since was like 2 years, maybe a year ago at Laugh Boston was my first time back in Boston.
I'm wondering if that show is Slade's.
No, it wasn't a regular. It was Cypher's show that he had set up in Boston. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Whatever promoters he used to promote there, it was a one-off in this nightclub that they just used for comedy space.
Okay.
It wasn't like a regular.
Have you done Slade's, or do you know about it?
I've never even heard.
Okay, so it's like a black room that I'm pretty sure it's Slade's.
I'm glad it wasn't there because it would have been a worse.
Well, so
in.
I was doing Slade's one time, and there's this girl that I had met maybe twice, like, and even just in passing, like at a mic, "Hey, what's up?" like that. Ugh. She saw that I was in Boston, saw I was doing the show. She's like, "Oh, where are you doing? I'll come by and support." Okay, cool. She comes by. I'm like if you're the booker, right, or the promoter book or whatever, and she's here, like I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, she fucking turns in between us and goes, "Hi, my name's so and so. I'm a national touring headliner. I'd love to go up and just rip your stage." And the guy looks at me, and I was like, I don't. So he goes, "Sure, I'll put you up." So she goes up, and she's doing that shock shit, and she's doing that shit where she thinks she can, because she's cute, that she can say some. She's saying some shit in a black audience that you like. Nah, you ain't that cute. And she gets off, and the booker fucking then says to me like, "Yeah, I don't know, Big Irish vouch for it." And I'm like, and then he goes,
"They threw you on it." That's so funny.
But then he was like, "Oh no," but Big Irish is like, "Fuck that, I don't vouch for her." What's your biggest bomb, Jack?
When it was like a year and a half in, Hillary, when she started, before she got with Big Pine, started like doing that stuff, she actually started booking a heavy metal festival.
Music and comedy. Boo.
And
that's bomb right there.
Yeah.
But it was at the Marquee, which is a huge venue in Arizona with a lot of great people. So she did the lineup, and she put me up last because no one wanted to go last because it was the end of the night.
Yeah, they were
and
smart.
I had to be there the whole time. But when I first started doing comedy, I used to wear like bright neon golf shirts.
Oh, they were gonna hate you.
And I went up like that, and
at a heavy metal show.
A heavy metal show, and I remember I walk out on stage, and it's just a sea of people that look like they just want to kick my ass.
Oh.
And I think I was 30 seconds in. I looked down because I can see everyone, and there's like 15 people behind me setting the stage up between each show because they put a comic on after each band would go, and then they have to set up the stage. And the guy just sat there and flicked me off the whole time I was on stage.
You're telling jokes, and he's
just doing that, and it was fucking awful. And then I had to do it again the next night. So I went out and I bought a fucking like grungy shirt and a black hoodie, and then the only reason I redeemed myself at all is that the band before me were doing beer bongs on stage, and I said, "Hey man, can I have a beer? And can I do a couple beer bongs before my set? I'm gonna go out there and just do that." And I did that. And they cheered, and then once I started doing comedy, they just all flicked me off again. It was fucking awful. Yeah, it was the worst 5 minutes of my life.
5 minutes.
I won't tell my worst bomb story because I've told it on this a few times, but I'll tell you my favorite story about somebody bombing. I don't know if you've heard this, Jack. So Harold Gomez, comic out of Seattle, was with Ty Barnett. We all know Ty Barnett, right? Last Comic Standing, The Tonight Show, all that. And this is when Ty, I think coming off of Last Comic Standing.
Ty's a killer.
Oh, yeah. Fucking so good. They go to Detroit, and Harold's featuring for him, right? So they do a show at like a comedy club, and they get done, and then this guy comes up to, black dude comes up to him afterwards, goes, hey, I'm a local promoter. I got this black show over here. I'd love if you guys come over and do some time. And Ty's like, nah, I won't do time, but I'll come hang out. And Harold's like, man, fuck that, man. I'm a soldier. I'm a fucking soldier for this art. I'm in. So they go over there, and Ty's in the back. And at the time, like, Harold was known for, like, Harold never bombs. He apparently never bombed Harold, right? So they're bringing Harold out. The guy goes, this next guy visiting us from Seattle. Give it up for Harold Gomez. Harold says he walks out, nothing. Does his first joke, nothing. Does a second joke, nothing. Then a dude in the front row looking up at him says, quote, I'm quoting, says to Harold, all black room, he just goes, boo, nigga, boo, like that. And it's so quiet, everybody can hear it. Harold goes, Harold looks at this guy to his right, and he goes, yo, DJ, play something. And the DJ's like, what? He goes, just fucking play something, man. So the guy plays something, and then Harold goes, all the ladies in the house say ho. All the hoes in the house say ladies. See, so he gets a little response. He's like, all right, cut it. Does his next joke. Nothing. Dude in the front row who's just leaned back, I guess he just goes, I said, boo, nigga, boo, like that. Harold goes, and then you start hearing other people boo, and Harold just looks around and he goes, the next motherfucker in here that boos me, I'm getting off this stage and whooping their ass. Boo, 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 boo. So he gets off, right?
That was smart.
Ty is dying laughing, of course. So they get done, and fold your arms like this, right? So like if this is the promoter, he shakes Ty's hand and he's like, "Thank you so much for coming." And Harold, don't move, no matter what I say. Harold just goes to the promoter. He goes like this. He goes, "Hey man, yeah man, thanks." Right on his elbow, just fucking dapped up his elbow, and then they fucking left.
I got a good
another good
bomb story.
Yeah.
Can I say the comic's name? I don't give a shit. Okay, so we are in Jamaica, and Jamaica is like New York. They want their comedy now.
Okay.
It's me, Chris Spencer, and a couple of cats from Toronto. I had never been to Jamaica before, and I'm terrified because I hear horror stories about how they throw shit.
Oh, fuck, all right.
And all this shit. So I'm terrified. We get there. I think I was second on the. Ron Jossel was on the show.
Oh, shit, Ron, too.
Ron Jossel goes up. He does all right, right? He does all right for them to like him.
Yeah, yeah.
I go up. I do good. So now Chris Spencer was supposed to go on after us. It's supposed to be the foreigners first and then their locals, because you're not following any of their locals there.
Right.
Especially their powerhouse ones.
Local references, fucking.
You're not beating any of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, there was the story, a bunch of drama that they were all talking about. So it was just. So Chris Spencer was supposed to go after us, but they had built Chris Spencer so well that they decided to go, we're just going to put him last in his defense. So me and Ron Johnson in the back, and he comes up to us. He's like, yeah, man, they like y'all, man. So I hope they ready for this LA gangster shit. And I'm like, I look at Ron, I go, Ron, I have a funny feeling this ain't going to go good.
Fuck.
But Ron's like, we'll see. Finally, after all the fucking, their top acts destroy this room.
Right.
Chris Spencer goes up. His first joke is, hey, man, I got my family here from Jamaica. And Jamaicans love that Americans have family there. So he's like, they're here. And Jamaica, the whole room makes a bunch of noise for him. And then he goes, man, when I was a kid, though, I was ashamed to be Jamaican. Bruh.
Oh, my God.
When he said that shit, he lost them.
Oh, yeah.
Lost them. So now there's nothing he can say that's going to... They're like, you're ashamed of us? So then he goes. This is the part where it gets funny. So he goes, and I have to do it in Jamaican accent.
Oh yeah,
it's funny as fuck. So he goes, "Any gay people out here? Any gay people in Jamaica?" And I look at Ron. I go, "This motherfucker just asked if there's gay people in one of the most homophobic countries in the world." And everyone's just one guy's like, "What do you mean? We don't support Batman." And I was like, "Oh God." So Jamaica's old school. They don't have the spotlights on the ceiling. They have a dude that follows you. I mean, real. So they have a dude that follows you. So the dude got so mad. It's like a dread dude. So mad. He took the spotlight off of Chris Spencer. And the promoter's like, "Yo, put the light on him. Put the light back on him." He's like, I'm not putting the light on him again until he comes off the stage. And I'm just like, oh my God. And we're sitting right by. Ron Jossel's dying. And I'm like, this is unreal. And so now Chris Spencer's doing the show in the dark. And I'm like, dude, he's not gonna put the light. And he's like, I'm not putting the light on him until he gets off. And I'm like, oh God. So then I guess Spencer realized he fucked up. And then he goes, "Okay, good night. I've been D.L. Hughley," and he gets off. And then the light mysteriously comes back. And Spencer just went right, like he laughed, like he went right. To and he never spoke to any of us. But we were dying,
tears,
because I was like, I have never seen a room work together to get a guy off the stage.
No, what I was thinking of is because when you were telling the last story about the guy, you said they just did a show, they just killed, and then they're like, "You want to come do another spot?" Yeah. And the guy was like, "I want to do a spot," and you're like, I love the craft. I want to do it for the craft." Right. It just reminded me of a time at the Woo Ha Ha in Boston.
Oh, me!
When he gets off and he gets the first standing. It's our first show of our trip to Boston, 3-week Boston. He just gets off of doing getting a standing ovation there, the first one at the club, and the guy they're doing an after show with locals called like the dirt. It's not the Dirty Show, but
Naughty
it's the Naughty Show or something like that. And he comes up to me and he goes, "Do you want to do a set, Jack?" And I'm like, "Most of the audience is the same fucking people." I said, "I'm not really dirty." I said, "I'm going to pass. This has been a good night." And Jay goes, "I'll do fucking 5 off the top." And this is the crowd that just gave him a standing ovation.
So I'm like, "Oh, do my dirty shit." They haven't heard. Come to find out, it's not really a dirty show. That's one thing.
No, it wasn't a dirty show.
2 minutes into my set, what did I say? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
2 minutes into my set, I looked to the audience and I go, "So happy I stuck around for this set."
It was fucking awful. He didn't bomb like crazy hard, but it was,
that's cool.
Yeah. It's just
you didn't bomb though, right?
No, but I was just it was definitely coming off of this too. Dude, Amir, you don't know Amir Khalil?
Amir K?
No, not Amir K. There's a guy, another comic, Amir Khalil.
No.
Really funny. He plays guitar and stuff. He does this shit where he'll be like, he'll do a joke. He'll be like he's black and Persian, is it? Mm-hmm. Or Iranian or something?
Amir?
Amir Khalil.
Amir Khalil, okay.
And he does a joke where he's like, I'm black and I'm half black, half Iranian. Is it Iranian or?
He's got both names.
Yeah, but he goes, so first I beat the pussy up. Then I blow it up, and then he'll do a joke, and he'll go, "You know what I'm saying?" It's so fucking annoying, but it's funny as shit, right? And so he goes, and he'll play music, and he'll be like, "Yeah, my R&B is a little different because I'm part Iranian or Persian or whatever." He's like, so I'll be like, "Hoo yeah." So anyways, I take him and Kane with me down to San Diego to the Comedy Palace, and the first show. Kane is featuring. Amir's going to go first, then Kane goes first, then Amir. Amir is having a set this first show that I'm like, am I going to be able to follow Amir? I'm like, is this motherfucker? He does a joke where he'll say like, "Yeah, you want to be in my band? Come on stage." Or like, he'll have people like mimic like they're playing air, whatever. And he's crushing. Amazing set. The second show, same thing. Kane's going to go first, Amir went first, then Kane. But Amir's second set is fucking, he ate his balls to where he fucking stops at one point and just looks around and he goes, "You guys fucking suck." And we just start laughing. To where I go on stage, I go, "You guys don't understand. Amir's first set, I can't put my arm up high enough to where he is. And this set, I can't dig a hole low enough."
Wow.
But I wrote down some stuff I wanted to go over on this since we're up here. First of all, being from Canada, Is it a thing that waitresses will not ask you if you want more water or refills?
What?
Is that like,
That's
dude?
not a thing in Canada. That's a waitress thing.
Every fucking waitress in Canada. Every waitress we've had as we have to ask, can we get water? I'm like, can I get another water?
I think okay. I didn't know that was happening to the whole tour. I'm gonna guess that because you're comics.
No, this isn't at clubs.
Or is that regular restaurant?
The White Spot. We've been eating at the White Spot a few times. We
oh wow.
Literally every fucking place.
So like they don't come and you saying they don't come and check on you?
Maybe it's a DC thing.
No, because it just happened tonight. Like you had to ask for the water.
Because in Toronto, you'll get a waitress. She'll seat you. They'll seat you. Then the waitress will take your drink order, and then they bring the drinks. Then they'll take your food order. Then the food will come, and then they'll be like, "How's the first bites tasting?" Which is your chance to ask for more shit. And then I think it's up to the wait.
Like usually, I'm used to waitresses coming by, like they see your glass is empty and like, did you want more water?
I get that in Canada.
We have not got it once.
I'm sorry.
Every place. Well, I mean, I'm just asking you. I don't mean like you're the spokesperson. I
don't think it's
for
a
Canada.
Canadian thing. No,
I think it is.
I think it's a waitress thing.
Really every one of them in Canada. Second thing, what is with Canada's love of MSG? Every Chinese place we go.
Okay, I could truly. Not every Chinese place has that. Unfortunately,
back me up.
Then you got like 8 places in BC, maybe 10, 12.
I can't speak for BC.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't.
The place we just went to this place today,
and they said the sauce might have it. Yes.
I don't know,
dude. I'm like, I love Chinese food, and like, I can't do MSG. So
in Toronto, there's places that have there's signs that say like no MSG.
The one thing I do give Canada though, better than America, ketchup chips.
We have better beer than you too. Sorry, and weed.
Well, I mean, the only beer I really drink is Guinness, so nothing's going to top that. Nothing's going to top Guinness. Hold me back, Jack.
We got better beer than you, and we got better weed than you. Sorry.
Better weed. See, I'm not Jack, thoughts? I'm not a weed guy.
Better weed.
I haven't really been smoking since I've been here, so I really don't know. I kind of stopped since the 18th, so I don't know.
I could confidently say that. There's a lot of shit y'all got better than. You got better burger joints than us. That you guys definitely rule in fast food. I give you that.
Being fat.
Obesity is your shit.
Now you are a Game of Thrones guy.
Hell yeah.
You are current.
Up to date. Man.
We are now on season 4.
Don't worry, I ain't gonna do no spoilers.
No, I know.
I'm not that guy.
But we wanted to talk about a couple things. So we're about to start episode 6 of season 4. Oh, by the way, anybody watching now?
So you got past the red wedding.
Yes.
Oh man.
So I was gonna tell you this.
Oh man.
This fuck, any time a sword comes out, he will not watch.
What the fuck you watching Game of Thrones for?
Well, the story is very fascinating to me. I like the story. I don't like blood in movies
and you're
or
in
anything.
trouble for a few more.
I'm in trouble for
things to come.
The most of it. And he rags on me so hardcore and he like hits me in the leg. I have a bruise right here.
If you don't like blood, I mean I get it, but there's some shit you need to see. To feel
he tells me, and I can hear it kind of, but I see some of it because I see some of it because they don't give you a fucking chance to even know it's fucking coming. So, but I don't like blood and guts in movies.
Season 4 is where you're at.
Yeah.
There's some shit coming, man.
So we just saw what's the most recent? Oh, what's the guy? Joffrey just got fucking poisoned and died.
So King Joffrey's dead.
Yes. Fuck yeah. Fucking poisoned. We were finally.
And do you know who they're accusing?
They're accusing the little dude, Peter Dinklage.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell you how that.
Yeah, no, that's
how that plays out. It's dope, but
I wanted his death to be a little crazier. I wanted him to
punished more.
Yeah, and I don't, like I said, I don't want to ruin it because you're gonna get that with someone else you don't like.
Okay.
But
and Khaleesi is fucking keeps adding more and more fucking people.
She's dope.
Yeah.
There's more to come, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm amped on it.
Like, I don't even want to ruin. I can't.
No, you won't. No, you're not going to ruin it for us.
Because you're only on season 4, and where we are now, we're at season 8, episode.
Yeah,
1, right?
Yeah.
8's the last season.
Our goal is to be caught up by this coming Sunday.
I think you might be.
We're trying to do like a season a day.
But I rewatched Game of Thrones too. So now when you watch it the second time, then you're like, oh shit. So you see
because you know what's coming.
You piece certain things better together. But that show is on some next level. What I love what hooked me is nobody's safe.
Yes.
Like I love shows like that where it's like, this is the main character, so they'll never kill that character.
Yeah,
bro. When they killed
Stark,
the dude on the DVD box, bro. when they killed him, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
He's the branding of the show.
It's great.
And he didn't even make it to the end of season 1.
And I totally get now. I mean, I've got it after season 1, but I was like, for the longest, not being a Game of Thrones watcher, you would always hear about Peter Dinklage, how great he is, and I'm like,
he's a great actor, though.
Dude. That's what I mean. He's fucking so good on this, and I'm hooked now. I'm definitely hooked.
What's gonna get you guys? This is not a spoiler alert. Is the fact? Just think back to season 1. And how everyone started, and then what makes Game of Thrones dope is when you finally catch up and you see where everyone's at now. Because a lot of these kids that they're all grown now, right? But it's not even that; it's everyone's character, like how evolved some of these characters become.
Yes,
and you're gonna. That's what's gonna wow you. It's like the shit that some of these guys are doing now. You're like, fuck, man! I remember season 1. This person was whack.
And people are posting all these, Lucas Seeley for one, posts all these stupid fucking memes that I'm like, I haven't seen the episode, but I can gather from the fucking dumb meme he posts what's going to happen.
Well, here's what
Lucas is a fucking cock.
I kind of disagree in a way because you're probably talking about the Arya Stark memes, right? Which is all over the place.
Some of that, but
but you putting up a picture of her doesn't tell you what happened.
Well,
trust me, like it doesn't. If they put a meme of what she did or didn't do, then I'd be like, okay, that's fucked up. But just putting up her picture, don't.
Lucas puts up shit that gives away shit.
It just gives you an idea that okay, she's a pivotal.
Yeah.
But how do you know she didn't die like a G? Or that's not a spoiler alert. I'm just saying, like, you don't know what happened, right?
Yeah.
So it's like.
What are you gonna say, Jack?
I wasn't going to say you were saying anything. I was saying, but he posts sometimes pictures of things where I'm like, well, now I know that person's not going to die for 3 seasons.
Well, somebody ruined the Red Wedding for me.
You know what I mean? I wasn't saying what you said was a spoiler. I'm saying what other people, they post pictures sometimes.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Now I know they don't die for 3 more seasons. I know if it comes down to it, they're going to live,
Exactly.
And I don't like knowing that either. And I agree with you guys on that.
Somebody spoiled Red Wedding.
Somebody spoiled, like,
I should say he's spoiled, but people were like, when that first happened in real time and everybody was freaking out, I watched.
They put who died on their Facebook. Like their Facebook status was, "I can't believe this person died. I can't believe this."
Did you unfriend them?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, "Yo, if you said, yo, the Red Wedding is insane."
Cool.
Leave it at that. But when you said, like, they specified who died, and those were key fucking characters.
Yes.
Like that was a shocking. Even though they ruined it, I watched that shit. And I was like in the manner of what happened, I was like, oh,
the first thing,
bro.
The first thing that happens in it, I was like, oh my God.
But like I said, like the Red Wedding is one of a few iconic episodes.
Yeah, I heard this most recent is unbelievable. People are saying this 3rd episode, season 8, is as good as Endgame.
The Battle of Winterfell, it's called. There's another episode called the Battle of the Bastards.
Okay.
Which is
all right
big too. Like there's a lot.
All right, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Epic episodes coming.
But we are going to go over spoilers right now of Endgame because I want to talk about Avengers Endgame. Oh yeah.
I just want to say Jay is getting easier to watch Game of Thrones with Jay. In the beginning, we would have to pause the movie and he would have to look up because he didn't know.
Dude, all these white people look alike.
He'd always be like, who's this? Who's this person? Who's this person? Wait, we got to figure out who this is before we keep going. And then we pause it. He'd go look online, figure it out, and then you wait 5 minutes, and then they tell you because they don't always tell you who the person is right away.
But all these white people have the same fucking haircut, same beard.
It's true though,
dude. They all these white people look alike. Fucking Caesar haircut, beard.
It's a dope show, man.
Yeah.
If you guys are rewatching it, just don't. You're not gonna. No one's gonna spoil the older episodes. That's what's good. That's what you guys got going for you.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is you might get spoilers of the last season.
Yeah. Now, Avengers Endgame. This is if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, just stop listening right now.
Don't move it.
Okay,
so
yeah, it's awesome. Did you, at the final scene when they're showing all the people as Tony Stark is being pushed away or whatever, do you know who the one kid was? Do you remember, like, it's panning here, it goes over here, and then there was like a kid over here that was like a teenager, and I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
Okay.
Do you know who that is? I know who it is.
Please tell me.
Okay, because I had to look it up. It's the
You're
kid.
talking about like when everyone's like when
They're showing everybody.
Yeah, and then it's leading up to the porch. And
Yes.
Nick Fury's the last.
Yeah, and it pans over here to the right, and there's like a tall.
There was a kid standing on the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know who the fuck that was.
So I had to look it up. It's the kid that helped Tony Stark in Iron Man 3 with the suit. It was like when he was in his barn. He's grown up now.
Word.
Yeah, that's dope, huh?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, that's a huge callback.
Yeah, I never knew that. I had to look it up. And we both had some.
Oh yeah, when he was like
in the garage.
Yeah.
in the garage.
Yeah.
And then he hooked the kid up with something too, like a I forgot what he did. He did something for the kid though.
Yeah, but that was the kid grown up now. Dope, huh?
That's fucking dope. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had to look it up. No one saw it. I was like, all right, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. We both had interesting our critiques. My only critique on the movie is watching when they went back into, what was it, 2014?
I like how they went through the different movies though.
Yeah, well, when they went to the one where they're in New York and they're fighting all those aliens, and you see Hulk fucking smashing, it reminded me of, remember the first time we saw Hulk fucking lose it in that movie, and he's fucking climbing up the fucking building, he's smashing shit, and how dope that was. That's my biggest complaint, or my only complaint really, of Avengers, is that
The last two Hulk movies they turned.
yeah, the Hulk. We don't want to see the Hulk for his fucking computing skills. We want to see Hulk smash.
He
didn't get a fucking rematch with Thanos. Nothing.
We didn't have the same critique, but
Right.
I agree with that critique.
And I agree with your critique
because
too.
I did not like the fact that Hulk went from one of the most badass characters to just straight pussy after one fight with Thanos.
Yeah.
Like, I know Thanos just trying to establish that Thanos is the guy.
Right.
And he fucked up. He beat up Hulk. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But the fact that like Hulk just became this pussy
Yeah, and it's not that doesn't, it
two
doesn't follow the comic book
No.
fucking history.
because Hulk, fucks Thanos
Yeah.
up a bit too. Like this, he's a Hulk. Come on,
Yeah.
man. I think they stripped him away with that. My critique
Yes.
was I didn't like what they did with Thor, and I know that if you're alcoholic and whatever, it's funny and it's, I guess, relatable. I just didn't like how they were making some of the badass characters. There was too much comedic
Yeah.
edge in there. I didn't like that. I didn't like the comedic. What do you call that?
The comic relief or comedy relief.
Like, I know there had to be some funny,
Yeah.
but Thor with the beer belly. Okay, in the beginning, okay, maybe
Yeah.
I get it because he's fucking in despair and he's just drinking himself, whatever. At first, it was funny, but like for him to stay that way
Yeah.
the whole movie, and he's fighting in the suit, and I was like, okay.
I agree. Yeah, and they just made him goofy. Like
Thor is one of the. He may not be one of the more. He may not want to be the more fun characters everybody knows and loves. But if you're a comic book guy, Thor was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And the fact that you gave us Ragnarok and now you've kind of made Thor this guy. Thor was the guy that fucking, him and Thanos had this like little beef because he killed Loki, right? So it was Thor who felt like, I should have killed him when I had the chance, and then he ends up fucking killing him in the second one. So I was like, I didn't like that. Like, I don't like how he went from being like the guy that really had it against Thor, and then now he's just like he's kind of almost like a loser a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Like, they maintained Captain America. Captain America is just badass. Iron Man is Iron Man. And everyone else is still cool. Even fucking Don Cheadle's character is cool.
Yeah. Hawkeye came back. It was Ronin.
But I'm like, why is two pivotal characters, Hulk and fucking Thor, just like the biggest disappointments of the movie?
Disappointments? Yeah. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. We were listening to that radio thing on the way up here to Edmonton, and I agree with those one guys too. I didn't like that. I thought Hawkeye should have jumped off and killed himself. I don't think it should have been Black Widow.
The only reason I think they went with Black Widow is because they wanted to do the whole thing, like that scene where they didn't know if it worked, and then his wife called him. I think they wanted to because he had a family.
Well, no, they did it for that for sure. But the way he was killing people, I felt like he needed to do something to redeem himself.
Yeah,
and that was his way of redeeming himself.
I agree. We didn't get enough Black Widow in the movie either.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, just from talking with you, I'm assuming you collected comics growing up, or were you a comic book fan?
But I was a big comic. Like I didn't collect them. I got my boy. I lived vicariously through my boy's collection because he had them. He had like all on the wall.
Were you always a Marvel or DC guy?
I'll be honest. Huge Batman fan.
I was a DC guy
until I was Batman and Superman until X-Men. And then X-Men took over. Like I'm a huge X-Men fan. Wasn't a big Spider-Man guy.
Yeah.
X-Men for sure. Wolverine. Yeah. Like I'm a huge X-Men.
I was a little upset with Banshee. I was like, really? The Irish guy is basically just a rape whistle. Like he just
wasn't a Thor, wasn't a Hulk guy, but I was definitely a X-Men guy.
My guys were Batman, Nightwing, and Green Lantern for DC, and then for Marvel, Silver Surfer, Hulk, and I liked the X-Men. X-Men were dope, and I liked Jack of Hearts. Do you know about Jack of Hearts? Very obscure. So it was a guy.
Jack of Hearts.
His name was Jack Hart. And his dad was like a scientist or something. I also was a big Daredevil fan, but Jack of Hearts, his dad was a scientist or something, and he had he could fly. He dressed like a Jack of Hearts. It was dope. And half of his face was he had chemical burn and shit. Could shoot stuff out. He's dead now though. But yeah, but Jack of Hearts was dope. I thought it was a cool name, Jack Hart and Jack of Hearts. I know, fucking dude. Okay, they're showing Game of Thrones shit on there.
You might want to change the channel. Oh, they're showing stills. They're showing stills.
Oh.
Right? They're not going to show you.
Silver Surfer, I've told this on the podcast a couple times. Interesting thing I read one time that people believe, or Stan Lee, that basically Silver Surfer is Stan Lee's interpretation of Jesus. Because he sacrificed himself for his planet. You know the whole story behind Silver Surfer?
No.
It's either his planet was named Shalabal or his
I know his origin. I thought you meant the Stan Lee.
Oh no, just that he he's basically sacrificed himself for his planet.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Galactus came to eat his planet, and he was a scientist, and he flew out to Galactus, and he was like, "Look, I know you need to eat, and you want to eat my planet, but don't eat my planet, and I will go out and be a herald and find uninhabited planets for you to eat." And so that's when he was like, "Okay, arise as Silver Surfer."
Yeah, I didn't like. I wish they didn't really discontinue the Fantastic Four series, but then they made the reboot. And it was absolutely atrocious.
And the Silver Surfer thing, they made him a bitch in that. It's like Silver Surfer is one of the most powerful guys in Marvel Universe.
He was. I think he fucked up Thanos too.
Dude, I remember he got in a fight with the Hulk, and it cracks me up because I always liked Silver Surfer too because he had a very almost like a Buddhist or like a martial artist type mentality, and so he's fighting the Hulk. The Hulk's just hitting him, beating the shit out of him, and as he's hitting Silver Surfer's just like, "Please stop hitting me, please. I will be forced to have to return, fire or whatever." Keeps hitting him, and then Silver Surfer goes like this, flicks him, fucking flings him miles away.
Silver Surfer was definitely. I don't think he was underrated. I think real comic book heroes know who.
Yeah. He's a fucking beast.
If you're a comic book connoisseur,
Who's your favorite all time? Was it Batman?
Batman's not my favorite all time. I don't think I have Wolverine's obviously the most notable. But yeah, I would say probably Wolverine.
I liked Havoc in
If I have to pick.
Who's yours?
My comic books that I bought as a kid were Superman, Wolverine, and Punisher. Those are the ones I bought the most. I love the graphics in Punisher. I wasn't a huge X-Men guy, but I did love Wolverine. Yeah, this should be exciting for you. The new X-Men coming out is going to have. What's her name from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, what's her name? She's dating one of the Jonas Brothers.
Oh,
forgot her real name. It'll come to us after.
Yeah,
but Phoenix is a huge character.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know if they're going to do because they didn't do Apocalypse justice at all.
No.
So I hope they do Phoenix right because if people know comic books, Phoenix, it took a shitload of comics for them to even They didn't even really beat her either. They kind of
Come on, spoilers. No, fucking spoilers. Come on, spoilers. Come on, what's up, spoilers?
I didn't see the movie. It's not the movie.
That's like
you know the movie's gonna be different, guys.
You know what's fucking great that when we first got here, we couldn't get Game of Thrones. But for whatever reason, Netflix in Canada has the Teen Titans on Netflix, and that shit is dope. Did you see that?
Teen Titans.
Dude, I fucking went through the whole season. Dude, that thing is fucking sick. They got Jason Todd. Dude, it's sick.
Teen Titans is I hope they get a season 2.
They already did. They did.
Okay.
And they fucking are murdering people on that thing. It's fucking dope. When Robin said "fuck Batman,"
if you guys are looking for on the block on my block is pretty good too.
On my block.
It's not a DC movie.
Oh.
It's like a regular show on Netflix.
Okay.
Watch that shit.
What we got to do a worthless of the week.
Worthless of the week?
Yeah, something that's worthless because it's called the HollingsWorthless. I'll give you an example. Okay. Mine is fucking James and his parents at the fucking movie that we went to see when we went to see Endgame. Dude, we had pretty good seats, and then all movie this fucking how old was he? 4, 5, 6? 4. This 4-year-old kept kicking my fucking chair, and he kept talking, and all you kept hearing is the mom going, "James, stop doing, don't do that, James. Don't kick the chair. Don't do that." To where I turned around and I fucking swore at a 4-year-old.
That's your.
It was a late showing.
Okay.
Like, it was over at like 11:30.
It was the night. It was the first night.
Yeah. Like the kid kept saying, "When is this going to be over? When is this going to be over?" Because he was fucking tired.
And the parents didn't take him out, and they shouldn't have brought him in the first place. So one
that
point
late of a showing. Hell no.
And in the fucking opening night. So at one point, after 2 hours of getting kicked, I finally snapped around and just go, "Hey, can you quit kicking my chair?" And they go, "James, sorry, James, stop doing that." And then this guy, his dad, James's dad, through the whole movie, anytime he's like giving play-by-play, he just, that's Thor's hammer. He got Thor's hammer back. That's it's gonna be Captain Marvel.
I'm not sitting next to that.
Dude.
Hell
So
no.
finally, I just go, "Hey, can you quit talking?" Or no. First, I yelled, I go, "Who the fuck is he talking to?" Because he's just fucking talking. So finally, I just go, "Hey, can you quit talking? It's fucking ridiculous." He goes, "Come on, there's a kid here. I don't fucking give a shit." So my worthless of the week is fucking James and his parents. But anyways,
that's a pretty good worthless of the week. That's a pretty good worthless of the week.
My worthless of the week.
Lucas Seeley?
I'm mad for you for that.
Yeah, I'm very mad at Lucas Seeley. And we talked to him. And to try to get him to fucking stop, I just did. That's my Jay impression, and he just did fucking more of it. And I think that's all he's doing now is he's going on Facebook and he's just posting about Game of Thrones because he knows it's bothering us. And I think you're fucking not cool.
That's your worthless, Lucas Seeley. Good one. Trixx?
Without giving away any spoilers, my worthless of the week is Game of Thrones. The people who shot the latest episode.
I saw so I haven't seen it, but I know everybody is bitching that.
Without giving anything away.
I'm not giving anything. Everybody's bitching that it was too dark. The director commented on it, and he said it's the other. He goes, "It's not. It wasn't shot too dark. It's your guys' problem." Basically, is what he said.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Everybody's. At first, I thought it was my TV. Yeah. I must have adjusted the brightness like how many times. But then I saw next day online that everybody was adjusting their fucking. So I was like, okay, it's too dark. You can't see a lot of shit.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin anything. But
that's like I really was bothered by the Batman movies, the Christopher Nolan ones. The first one especially, like all the fight scenes were so up close, and you can't because I used to do MMA and shit. I love martial arts, and so I wanted to see the fight scenes, but everything's so fucking close and everything, you couldn't see what was really happening. It was annoying.
Don't like that.
That's a good one.
That was my worthless.
All right, Trixx, give him your social media, which you're a fucking social media beast.
At comedian Trixx with
2 X's,
because I never earned a third X yet.
Is that what you say? I've never earned a third X?
Sure, I never earned it yet, so it's always 2 X's.
Will you eventually, one day, will you be?
Who knows? But Instagram, at comedian Trixx, Twitter, at comedian.
Everything's at comedian Trixx, 2 X's.
Except Facebook. Facebook is just Trixx.
TRIXX.
Yeah.
And what do you have coming up? This comes out tomorrow.
I'll be in LA, man, kicking it, doing some. I'll be kicking at the NoHo Comedy Festival, and Chocolate Sundays, Crack 'em Up Thursdays. Hanging out in LA, man.
Hit him up. Go to his website. You can see what shows he's going to be on. Unbelievably good. Jack?
You can follow me at The Real Jack Galvin on all platforms. And then please, if you haven't already, submit to Big Pine Comedy Festival.
If you're a comic.
If you're a comic. If you're not a comic, I don't know, submit. I don't know. Send me a tape. I get tapes of people doing it in the bathroom. It's fine. Do comedy, that is, not anything else. I've really gotten people in their bathrooms with the mirror doing their act in front of the mirror. That's unbelievable. But I'll take it. And September 18th through the 22nd in Flagstaff, Arizona. This week we'll be at Rick Bronson's The Comic Strip in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And then we leave and do 27 hours to San Diego. Well, we'll be there for the San Diego Comedy Festival because we're helping run that this year, and then he's going to El Paso, right?
I'm going from the comic strip in Alberta to the comic strip in El Paso.
Yeah, a little different. But yeah, then if you're in San Diego, please check that out because it's going to be a great festival. You got a lot of great headliners, and it's going to be a really good time. So please come to that.
I'm at Big Irish J. You know the deal. Tomorrow night or tonight, if you listen to this on Wednesday, at the Comic Strip headlining, and then this weekend I'll be at the Comic Strip here in Alberta all weekend. And then the following weekend I'll be at the Comic Strip in El Paso, Texas. So if you're in any of those places, or just come check it out. Then the week after that, all week I'm in San Diego at the Comedy Festival. So thanks for listening. Go give Trixx a follow. Hit him up. Tell him you heard him on here.
El Paso.
Bye.